I guess I would say I was pretty competitive. I like to do a lot of different sports. In the summer, I played a lot of softball. I like to golf, went water skiing quite a bit, played basketball and volleyball, and I like to snow ski. So a pretty active life. Came to a screeching halt. I was in North Carolina on a business trip. I never ride in a car because I get car sick. So everybody knows I always drive. But guy had a new Cadillac. He wanted me to ride in it. He was going around a curvy road around a lake. I was kind of half falling asleep, and I woke up when he hit the gas. Woke up just long enough to see the car start to spin off the side of the road. I just thought we were going to get stuck in a ditch. I woke up in the hospital. I moved, and I heard metal kind of clanging around me. At the time when I woke up, they were trying to put a halo on me. They were actually drilling into the side of my temple. I said, what happened? And they told me I was in a car accident. And I said, how bad? And he said, you're paralyzed. I said, am I a quad or a para? And he said, quad. I asked if it was a complete injury or non-complete. He said, complete. That means there's no way it can heal. So what you have is what you got. So I had to adapt to life as a quadriplegic. I was a young father. I had a 5-year-old boy and a 8-year-old girl, and they were just starting sports, and so I was just starting the coaching. Here I am, break my neck and got hurt, so I thought my coaching days are probably over. And I've always been a guy that looks at things as, it's a problem, what's the solution, work yourself through it, and what's next, be the best you can be. So that was my attitude from the start. That's kind of what I went home with. My dad was a Marine, and he's a tough dude, and we learned real early, you don't quit. Whatever we were doing, we were competitive, we beat the heck out of each other playing sports and doing things, but you didn't quit. Sports taught me that, sometimes you're gonna get beat, but if you don't quit, sometimes you can come back and win. It's not over till it's over. So when I got hurt, it was the same thing. I'm not here to quit. Now I got to figure out how am I going to raise my family. I got 2 kids to take care of and a wife. You can't lay there and feel sorry for yourself. You got to get up and figure it out, man. Believe me, I didn't run from God. I ran to Him more and said, okay, I need your help on this one, man. I don't know how to teach my kid when I can't even get up and talk to him. It comes time to discipline or to teach them, and they go up and run upstairs to get away from you. That's a game changer. Yeah, it's like, okay, how am I going to get over this? I probably talked to him a little more as I needed his help getting through it. I know that's what he had in mind. God wanted people to have trucks. God wanted people to have SUVs. When I found out that my only choice in vehicle was a minivan, after I got hurt, I thought, you gotta be kidding me. I've always been a 4-wheel drive guy. My first 4-wheel drive was a Jeep that I got in college. My dad just thought I was throwing my money away, but it was a convertible and big tires jacked up, and it didn't run very well. It was a 71 Willys, but back in those days you could work on them. It was my baby. I put a new top on it, and I looked for pickup trucks or trucks, and there just wasn't anything out there. So I spent a year transferring into an SUV. My wife was finally like, we can't do this anymore. It's not getting any easier. At that point, when I broke down and got a minivan. After about 8 to 9 years of driving around in that thing, I became a football coach and started coaching all the kids' sports. I was carrying around the dummies before football camps that I was coaching and going to. And my wife got in and she's like, you're ruining this van. It stinks like football equipment. She said, you got to get a truck or something. And then I started thinking, there's not a truck out there. So I called a buddy of mine who was an engineer that I played ball with all the time and said, man, we got to figure out how to get me in a truck. So we went out to car lots. He'd get out, measure them, and crawling underneath them to see where the gas tanks were and what things were going to be in the way of me getting in a truck. Within 2 days, he had a drawing of basically what my first truck looked like. Called another buddy of mine that was a mechanic, and he had a shop out on a farm. Asked him if we could use some space there to build the truck and needed his help and guidance. Called another buddy of mine that was a welder that was going to have to cut the steel and make the pieces to put the lift in it. We all met together one night and decided to get a truck and get started. We pulled my truck into his barn, and we'd roll it out during the day and go out there and work on it. And I would just go and sit. I'd say, yeah, that'll work, or that won't work, or that's not big enough, I need more here. And then the engineer would make the changes and draw it up. So it was really a real good team effort. Once I got in it and got behind the wheel, started, went down the road, I couldn't stop smiling. I smiled so hard my face hurt. I thought, man, everybody's gonna want one of these. I built it for me. I wasn't planning on anything else, but it was the realization that now I've got the power of a truck. I got the four-wheel drive of the truck. I got the versatility of the truck. All the things a minivan couldn't do, I had back. So that's how I got started. The first time I drove it, I knew it was something because I hit the gas pedal and it jerked me back in my seat. Minivan doesn't do that. So I thought, oh shoot, I can pass people now, because I couldn't pass people if you're on a highway before. I didn't think of that. This feels like a race car to me, because I haven't been in one. And then I started thinking of all the different things that I could do with it. I said, I'm gonna put this on the internet and see what people think of it. And it wasn't up there for more than a couple days, and I got a phone call from a guy on the East Coast. He said, man, I just saw this. He said, I gotta see this. And it's raining. I've got this, my truck pulled up. He's in a suit and tie. He's like, oh my gosh, this is great. Gets on his back and crawls underneath it, and he's looking at the welds underneath, and he's going, this is really good work. I love this. How'd you do? And, he's asking me all kinds of questions. He said, if I give you an order for 10 of them, how long will it take you? I'm like, 10? I said, took me 3 months to build this one. I said, I don't have a business yet. I want to start something. He said, how about if we start with 3? So I said, okay. So I went into a car dealership and ordered 3 of them. He's like, well, what do you need them for? And so I explained it to him, and he's like, oh, this is crazy. He came out and looked at my truck, and he's like, how can I help? I got a phone call about 2 weeks in, and he said, you're gonna have to crash test this. We gotta make sure that it's safe for everybody. Okay, tell me about that. So we bought a 4th vehicle, and we built that, and that was actually the first one that we finished. When we crashed it, you have to go through a front-end collision at 35 mile an hour. You have to go through a side collision at 33.5, and a rear collision at 55 mile an hour. And that one truck passed all 3 tests the first time. So that's when I really knew I had something. A lot of people identify themselves with their vehicle that they drive. It tells you their personality right off, and I was one of those guys. I wanted to have a nice truck. GM changes the trucks all the time. So you've got to figure out, okay, that change means we can't do it this way anymore. And you've got to figure it out. And so the mindset is never to give up, or that person won't fit, or we can't do that. It's how do we make that happen? I mean, we have 5,000 trucks on the road. Starting with nothing to getting that done, that's pretty neat. It's really neat to see the impact that it's had on different people's lives. They're used in different ways. It can be everything just from a person just going to the grocery store, or the family that's hauling an RV and going camping with their children, and if somebody's hurt, it's just a neat lifestyle that it's created for people. The biggest thing is I know what works, how you want to feel when you're in it, what it takes, how comfortable I am in it, what might be scary or not scary. I know that it has to be a very quality product, because the stakes are high when you leave and go out there and you're going to be in an automobile somewhere. It's got to work. It's got to be able to get me home. You can't just pick me up and put me in a taxi. Quads and paralyzed people are safer in their chair. You normally don't see them transfer to a couch or a sofa, because the cushions are important to your health. We don't move very easily, so whatever they go out in, they got to get back in. I understand that we got to build it at the highest quality. If there's something better, you use it. And if there's something safer, you use it, you take it, you do it that way. So that's the thing I care about the most, and that's because I'm in a chair and understand that. Most of the people that work there, they could go anywhere and weld, but when they see what they're doing for people and how they're doing it and their life that they're changing, and then those people come in and they get to interact with them, they pour their heart into it. They're not going to just make it good enough. That's not what it takes. It's got to be perfect. The inspectors go through it, and they're inspecting to make sure that somebody didn't make a mistake. I mean, let's face it, they're still made by people, but the inspectors are there to catch that. The managers are there to catch that. They make it right. We don't just slide things through. So care is a big part of what we do, and the interaction with the community and with our clients is a big part of it. Of course, I would have never wanted to have this happen to me. It's a tough life, the physical wear and tear. Quadriplegics don't live long typically, and so there's a lot of health things that come with it. So it's not something that I would have wanted, and I'd trade it in a minute to go back to walk. However, we don't get to pick things that happen to us. I'm a believer that things happen for a reason, and it's what you do with it and how you react to it that is what you are at the end of the day. So I'm okay with it. I didn't really have to worry about making peace with it because I've just always been that way. It's not going to come to you easy. There's nothing easy in life. But if you quit, you'll never know. So just keep trying and find a better way to do things.